Hello, and welcome to a quick introduction to Sage Office Connector as a report designing tool. We're going to talk through the Office Connector product and how you can use it as a superior report designing tool to get all of your reports built exactly how you want and have it in the native format of in Excel so that at the end of the result, when you have the report done, it's now available to transmit to everyone in the format that most people are looking for at the end of the day. And before we get on the report designing aspect of it, what is Office Connector? Office Connector is a module that connects all your Sage 300 data to your Excel. This allows you to read data from 300 and bring it into Excel, write data back from Excel into Sage 300, as well as even do full imports of mass amounts of data that you might be bringing in. It also has a financials aspect to get real detailed financial information that can go as far back as 10 years into the past and into the future in even 6 months using your budget. So how does this work? We're going to go ahead and build a quick report. Now, Office Connector is designed around an intuitive interface, but also it's one that is giving you immediate feedback and allows you to evolve it as you create it. Meaning I'm starting at a blank slate right here, but maybe I want to start saying, let's get some information about job costing. But perhaps I want to put a job into the system and I'll type in a job number. Okay, simple enough. Maybe I want some date ranges, date start, date end. Simple information that I'm going to go ahead and plug in to based on my sample data here, which is an 2015 and 05/30/2015. Now I've got that information and what I wanted to respond. Well, let's make sure I'm looking at the right job. The job number could be potentially mistyped, and I want to make sure it's not. Well, in our add-ins tab are all the buttons and all the options that Office Connector gives us, one of which is a function selector, which allows me to see, and by the way, it does make me connect to my Sage database, which gives me all the same security access that I would in Sage 300, so somebody can't run a report to steal information that they shouldn't be seeing. But this function selector lets me see all the functions that are in Office Connector that I can choose from. Well, I want a lookup. A lookup allows me to see information based on other information that I wrote on Excel. So I'm going to insert that in, and it's going to ask me through a wizard how do I want it, what table do I want to look up. I want to look up the JC job to make sure I'm looking at the appropriate job. Now, before I select JC job, I notice there's two of them. I can hit preview to verify the data is correct, and this will show me the data in my live data set. And next over, the job field is in B1. And what I want to return. Description, maybe the city and the state. Finish, and here they are. It pulls up my Northwestern Warehouse in Beaverton, Oregon. And I can cut and paste. It's Excel. It gives me all the tools that you would expect Excel to do with cutting and pasting information. And if I change the job to a different one, 03002, you see the information change right then and there. So I'm evolving the report as I go. Now that I've got that, let's actually dump some data on and see where we can work it. Perhaps we're going to start up here at the top and say, let's grab all the job cost transactions. So we have a tool, it's called the Query Wizard, that lets you grab a lot of information quickly. I want to grab it from the JC transaction table, and I can preview if I need it. Next, what do I want to see? I want the cost code, I want the category, account transaction date, description, and maybe an amount and debit account. Different information I want, maybe a credit account. How do I want to condition this? Do I want all the data in that table, or do I want to condition it? Well, I want to condition it. I want the job to be the job that's in B1. I want all the transactions to have a transaction date greater or equal to C2, and transaction date less or equal to C3. Next over, finish, it's going to take that data and bring it in for me. It's Excel, which means I can take this data now and I can sort it. If I want all the cost codes at the top, or if I want to say sort by credit count so I can see my credit accounts, all that information is here. If I want to insert a column to add more information, it lets me do it. I can also change jobs and rerun this to see it for a different job. All I have to do is come up here and hit the lightning bolt refresh. And here's my new information. From here, I can also access other tables and do math. Doing math, I might want a total here. So I'm going to say total of the amounts. And right here, I can either do a sum, It's a simple Excel function of summing up the whole column. Or, if I want to be more specific, I can use or quicker, I can use an Office Connector function. One of the Office Connector functions is a sum wizard. Allows me to say, I want you to sum it before it even hits Excel. Insert it. What am I summing up? A JC transaction table's amounts with the same conditions I ran earlier. Child above B1, transaction date, greater or equal to B2, and a transaction date of less or equal to B3. Put that in, finish up, and there's the number. I've just done the math, and now it's stuck with the report. If I change jobs, you'll still see it. I can come over here and turn that into a dollar figure so it looks nice, and do the same thing as the whole column. So Excel, I can build it, I can make the colors, I can add graphs, everything I want to make this exactly how I want to see it. And from here, I can also add other columns as well. Perhaps I want to see debit name and credit name. I can create a column here that links two of them together, basically using that same lookup I did earlier. I can choose a lookup of GL account and say the account is located in L4, and I want the account's title. Once it comes in there, drop it down the line, and now I've got the title in there, and I can do the same thing for the credit account. I build this report out, I create it exactly how I want to, I save it on my hard drive. Now, when my project manager comes in and he wants to see a transaction report, he comes in, puts the job number in he wants, refreshes it, and now you have it. You can build any report this way, accessing multitudes of different data. Some examples at the end of the day that reports could look like. Here's a job cost worksheet that I created, a cost to complete worksheet. With this cost to complete worksheet, you can see all your cost codes, through your cost codes, the descriptions, the estimates, changes, job cost to date. And within here, you can even put in what your actual cost to complete. Your project managers can fill this out and have that information filled out and then write it back to your Sage database. We have the ability to write back as well. Another example might be a complex financial statement. Perhaps I'm going to run in here and say I'm looking for financial statements for fiscal year 2015 and period 3. I refresh the data. I can access using the financials, the exact data I need for the exact period I need, and get a trial balance or balance sheet or profit loss. Again, all in Excel, and even with the ability to do drill downs to say, where's my income coming from? Here it is. This is the transactions I'm making up. Lots of different ways you can use this Office Connector to get the data you need, to drive it back in through Excel, or even import, such as even creating time templates that you can import in your time from the skill. So if you have any questions on it, any more information that you want, please contact the phone number here, 800-858-7095, and talk to your Sage account manager to get all the information you need on Office Connector in more depth. Thank you.